Hi, it's Jenny with Jenny's Wreath Boutique, and in this video, I'm going to share with you how to make the most gorgeous summer flower wreath. And this wreath has the most realistic summer flowers in it. It's packed full. I'm so excited about this one. It's going to be gorgeous. And this wreath does have a kit to go along with it. So if you are interested in making this exact same wreath yourself with the exact high quality, realistic florals in it, I will have that linked in the description below. That will be available while supplies last. So anyway, let's get into the materials we're going to use because you're going to love this wreath. I'm very confident in that. The florals are so good. First thing we're using is a 14-inch grapevine. You can make a pretty good size wreath with that. This is going to be about 23 inches in total diameter, so perfect for a regular size front door. If you want to make a massive wreath on an 18-inch grapevine to make possibly even a 27 to 30-inch wreath, you can just grab 2 kits and then just go to Michael's or something and get yourself an 18-inch grapevine. But this wreath is going to be made on a 14-inch grapevine, and here are the florals. Oh my goodness. I'm also using my favorite hot glue gun and my favorite hot glue. Let's start with the greenery. I'm using a rubber leaf bush, just one. I actually use these in a tropical wreath that I made, actually 3 tropical wreaths I made last week. So I'm going to be using this again. It's just a great base layer. And then our other greenery, we have 2 of these eucalyptus stems or bushes. I love these. They are absolutely stunning. Just 2 kinds of greenery. And the rest of this wreath is heavy on the florals. I've got 3 stems of mini dahlias. These are so cute. They're very realistic, really good quality, and they come with little buds. 3 of these stunning peonies. The middle, look at that. They look so real. Every single one of these florals looks so real, even up close. Next, we have 3 stems of these open rose sprays. These are the most realistic roses. I've used these in another kit that I made earlier this year, and I just love how realistic this is. They're so beautiful. I'm obsessed. Then we have these massive hydrangeas. Look at it. It's the size of my head. But don't worry. Don't be afraid of getting a huge hydrangea. I'm going to teach you how you can actually use this in smaller pieces so that you can get a lot of bang for your buck out of just a big hydrangea. But look at the detail. That pink is stunning. And then we have these blackberries. I think they're blackberries. Blackberries or raspberries, but they look so good. Just like late summer when they start to ripen, this is what they look like. Oh, they're so pretty. And the pinks in them, they have all the pink colors, but look at these flowers together. Got the light pink, the medium pink, the dark pink, a little bit less light pink. Look at all those shades of pink and how those blackberries just bring it all together. This wreath is going to be gorgeous. All right, I also have my trusty wire cutters. Love these. They're also linked in the description if you want these exact ones. I've been using these ever since the very beginning of my wreath making journey. So I've been using these exact pair for 9 years. First thing, we're going to place our greenery down. So we're going to chop these up. And I am going to chop them even further so that we can get the greenery spread out just a little bit more. So the shorter pieces, I'm cutting the bottom 2 leaves off, and then the longer pieces, I'm cutting the bottom 4 leaves off. So I have one that I cut the bottom 4 and the rest just the bottom 2. So we'll take the tops first, separate those because they do have that little touch of pink with the new growth. So I'll do those first. I'm just going to place it along the grain of the grapevine toward the outside. I want this pink part to be facing outside. And then we'll place this more on the inside. Get some coverage there. And we're not going to need a ton of greenery for this wreath because the flowers are going to cover so much. Those are really going to shine. This is just the backdrop. And I like these large leaves because they just provide so much coverage They're also really pretty, which is important. And if a leaf comes off of this, just glue it back on. Just adding a little bit of glue. You push right up there. For the last piece, I'm just going to fill in wherever I think it could use some more. Okay, now we're going to add in our eucalyptus. Each of these has 5 different stems. So we'll have 10 stems total. And this is just going to give that greenery that's going to peek out through all the flowers. Once we're done, we can pull them through and break up any floral clusters that we need to. And I'll show you what I mean by that later. So these are great because the wiry stems make them so easy to manipulate throughout the wreath. So we'll have flowers here, but then we can pull things up through the flowers. And they're long enough to stick out as far as this greenery. So I'm sticking each one of these in between the outer leaves. So one in between each one of the outer stems I placed. And I'll get 5 more from the other. And then the rest we'll be putting in the middle. Okay, now we have 4 stems left, and we're just going to place those in the middle to bring that greenery all throughout the wreath. Grabbing these for some leaves in just a minute. So now we're going to add our roses. They're stunning. I am going to take off the leaves. You can cut them like below the stem and then place that in the grapevine, but I'm going to just pull them off and make my own stems that are thinner with just some trash stems I have. And this is going to also fill out the greenery. Each one of these has a larger bloom and a smaller bloom with a bud. So I'm going to keep these kind of together. I'm going to place the leaves over here really quick. And when you have flowers that have good leaves on them like this does, it helps keep your greenery cost down because you don't need to use as much extra greenery because these have nice leaves, which are going to provide some coverage as well. So let me show you how I'm going to prep the leaves. I'm just going to take these stems, any kind of stem that you have, or if you don't have any of these, just leftover stems from other flowers. If you don't have any of these, just cut below the leaves on the stem. It'll be a little bit thicker, but you can just use that too. You don't have to have these. So I'm just making picks about this big, and then I just take the little hole that is on the bottom of the leaf, dab some glue, and make a leaf pick. And these are really good quality rose leaves. If your flowers don't have good quality leaves, I wouldn't use them. But these are so good, I cannot waste them. Okay, now I've got all of these rose leaves. We're going to add those to the wreath now. Pretty. I like to add them on the outside first, and then I'll use whatever I have left to fill up more of the inside. So I just have 3 left, and these are going to go in the middle. All right, now we can add our roses. I'm going to add our large roses first. So I'm going to add these kind of in the middle. So you place the stem along the grain of the grapevine, and then you can move the flower forward. So you place along the grain and then move the flower forward, although they are facing forward pretty well on their own. These are so pretty. I love them. And now we're going to add in the smaller flowers on the outside in between those. And I'm just leaving the bud and this flower attached, or the buds. There's actually 3 buds on that. It's so pretty. So those are each going to go in between. And then more outward. You are seriously going to be having your neighbors ask you, how do you keep your flowers so fresh on your wreaths? They're fake. Artificial. Faux. Last one. Now we're going to add in our peonies. Oh, they're so pretty. Here's how the wreath looks with just the roses. So cute, right? Kind of like a triangle a little bit. And these we're just going to place kind of on the inside of the smaller roses. I'm just going to take off those greenery stems in case we need them to fill in at the end. These are so pretty. Oh, I love them. The last house I lived in had the most gorgeous peonies in the front yard, and they're so, so beautiful. I miss having those, but they only lasted a week. So it was really beautiful for about a week, maybe 2. But then after that, I missed seeing the blooms. So I love that these faux ones, they look so real, but they're not gonna die. They don't smell the same. They don't really have a smell, but they sure are beautiful. Okay, so here it is with those. Oh, it's looking so good. Like a garden. At this point, we're going to add in our dahlias. The nice thing about separating this into 3 different flowers, we've got 3 of these stems. We can just make sure we place them in between each of these flowers, and that helps it stay even. I usually like to place my larger flowers kind of toward the middle a little bit more, and then the smaller ones more outside, but we'll see. We could mix it up too. Okay, there it is with those flowers, the little dahlias. Every layer, it gets more and more beautiful. Woo, this is so pretty. Before we add our hydrangeas, because these are going to fill in the gaps, we're going to add our berries. And I do want to make sure that we can see the berries. Once again, saving the leaves just in case. 3 bundles here, but I want to have them spread out more. So I'm going to actually cut this one. So we've got 3 this size, but I don't want to have 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this one into 2 pieces. So we have 5 total. This one will probably have to go on the inside because the stem is shorter. So we're just going to make these go evenly around the wreath. And I love a good berry. It's just different. It's interesting. So, so pretty. So next one's going to go in here. Isn't that so pretty with the blackberries in there? What a fun little surprise. So cute. All right, now we're going to add in our hydrangeas. We've got a large hydrangea and a smaller, still large hydrangea. But let's start with the large one. And once again, we have some beautiful leaves we can use. I might add those in the end because they are really nice. This hydrangea has these little stems on the inside like this, and each one of those is a little cluster. So I'm just going to take that off. I'm just going to cut the little clusters apart so we get little mini hydrangeas. Now, if you want these stems to be longer, you can use like a pick machine or something like that. Or you could take, this is a little more work, you could take one of your extra picks here, cut some wire, and wire it to a new pick. I might not have to do that for this. I probably won't, but I want to show you what to do in case you want your stems to be longer. So you just kind of put your stem up as high as you can go, hold the end of your wire with your thumb, and then wrap it around like this all the way down the stem, which is not much space. And then you've got yourself a little extra stem, and then you can add in some glue to hold everything in place. So if you wanted to do that to make your stems longer, you totally can. And then you're going to get, let's see, just from the big one, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little hydrangea picks from just one hydrangea head. That's amazing. And these are good. Look at the color. Oh, it's so pretty. This just has everything and it blends it all together. So I am going to make these into picks just in case. I don't need them to be as long as that one. So I'm actually going to cut that one a little smaller. But this is going to help the wreath making process be a little bit easier. You don't have to do this. You can stick them right in there. But let me show you. I have made this wreath less compact. I don't know if it shows on video, but things are up a little bit. But you could put it down there like that and it'll be nice and snug in there. Up to you. And I'm going to prep them all at once so that the glue will hopefully be dry by the time I'm done so that I can start using them. And this is just bind wire. I get it off Amazon. You could use regular floral wire. This is something I always have on hand. It's so helpful when you're wreath making. You could get a steel pick machine too. That would make this a lot faster. But I don't do this very often, and I'm kind of a minimalist when it comes to everything, except my floral collection, obviously. But I don't like to have tools if I'm not going to use them all the time. So I don't need a steel pick machine, and they're like a couple $100. So I don't think you need to have one, but this would be an occasion where it would be nice. And you also can wrap floral tape around this when you're done if you want. If you want it to have a more seamless look. This is all going to be hidden, so I'm not worried about it for this, but that's another option. There's also wooden picks you can get at Michael's that have a wire attached to them. I will leave a link to the wooden picks from Michael's. That's another great way. You could do this if you don't have these trash stems hanging around. I'll leave a link in the description. They're pretty inexpensive. Okay, one more. Okay. Now let's add these to our wreath. And after I add in the big ones, we'll see if I want to use the smaller ones as well. These are so pretty. I'm going to move this flower down just a tad so that hydrangea has a little bit of room to breathe. See, it's totally okay if we have to move something. I just really want that yellow middle to show because it's so pretty. These make such an amazing filler flower. Oh, they just fill everything in. It's so pretty. It brings it all together. I love it. Okay. This is so pretty. So now I'm just going to adjust some of these eucalyptus pieces so that we can see them better, that they're really incorporated here in the wreath. Okay, we're good. All right. Here's what we have so far. Oh, this is so pretty. Ah, I am obsessed. This is amazing. Okay, I am going to add in just a few leaves for the back because we have them, and I might as well, like the hydrangea leaves, they're so nice. This is a tiny little pick. So I'm going to place these 3 hydrangea leaves back in the back, just for a little bit of extra greenery behind everything. I could put them on the inside, but and this isn't a big deal. I mean, no one will really notice, but it'll make it look nice from the side. And adding leaves is a great way to even your wreath out. So if you notice your wreath is lopsided at all or whatever, you can just add greenery to even it out so it's well rounded. Just use those extra leaves for that. But I'm really happy with this. Holy moly. Oh, I love it. This is gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Okay. Which flower is your favorite in here? I seriously cannot choose, but I'm genuinely curious which one you guys like the most. The dahlia, the rose, the hydrangea, the peony. All the good summer flowers are in this wreath. This is like a cottage style garden wreath for spring and summer. Mostly summer flowers. I love it. Let me know what you think. Don't forget I have a kit available for this wreath. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that yet, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss next time I upload a new video. But I'm going to show you the close-up details of this wreath right now. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.